Can't say that.
Oh,
It's a live show on the internet. Okay,
good.
good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, guys.
Welcome along to a Staying Connected episode 39, not 43, as I thought it was. So there you go. I accidentally had it down as 43 for some reason. I'm a week ahead.
Hard to keep up though, man, isn't it? So
I had a day off on Monday, so I don't know what's happening anymore. I had one. You take one day off and it just goes to complete.
yeah,
My brain
I know.
went to complete mush.
I had one a couple of Tuesdays ago, and it was the same crack there.
So yeah, hi guys. Hope everyone's doing alright. I've got the stream on low latency again, so we should. Dan, you might have to
Be nice and quick,
but you should be able to see that. We should be able to see your messages coming through quite quickly.
Nice and quickly, yeah. There's not going to be that little bit of delay that we usually have.
So I hope everyone had a good weekend. And I don't know if anyone got to the pub. What about yourself, Daniel? Did you get out and about, or did you?
I didn't, man. Yeah, because it's like I was gonna. Yeah, it's totally cool if people want to get out. Obviously, it's legal now, but like, yeah. I just thought I'd probably leave it for a little bit. Yeah, but I thought I'd best leave it for like maybe a couple of weeks, just because it's like obviously it's kind of daft because it's like people social distance in the pubs, but then as soon as they get out onto the high street, it's like everyone's in a massive like clump. So it's like
clump.
I don't know.
That's it. Like not the clump.
So it's like what's even the point, man? It's like if that's going to be the crack, just what's the point of any of it?
Newcastle match on Sunday.
Yeah.
And like it was pretty well managed, to be honest. You had to book a table.
There
was only like 8 tables in there or something on, and there's normally like double that. And I think they were at half staff, and there was like a one-way system and like a hand sanitizing thing. And you couldn't go to the bar, so you had to order through an app, which was an absolute nightmare, by the way. That's one thing you're gonna have to get used to doing if you want to go to the pub now. You're gonna have to download a million apps and sign up a million different things and register your email and link a code and put your card details. It's like, oh my god, man, just want to please,
just want to buy it.
Please.
Yeah, mate. Like what you're saying though. Like when I do go back to the pub, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the pub. I'm not gonna go to a bar. Yeah. I know they haven't really opened bars, but like this, like that's what I'll do. I'll probably go somewhere quite local and have like a pint with a couple of the lads. I probably won't be like on a Saturday night having it large.
I don't think anywhere's open like past 11. I think most of the pubs,
is that it usually? Is it?
I don't think any of the the clubs aren't allowed to open.
The clubs aren't open. No, they're not.
I don't think many bars are staying open late. I think there was one in Shields with a late license that stayed open, but I think you still had to book a table. Like even if you wanted to stay till 1 or 2 o'clock, I think you had to have a table. And you couldn't, just wander around the bar and do whatever you normally do on a night out. So yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know, it's strange. It's quite good. Don't get us wrong. Like being able to just order it through an app and sort it out. But like, I feel like there'll be a bit of a lag in the technology. Like we ran into a couple of I didn't take my bank card with us because I thought I'd be able to pay with Apple Pay and just tap the phone. Or if I was using an app, it would just come up. But I asked.
Connect straight to your card.
She was like, "No, it doesn't," and I was like, "Oh, I haven't got my card."
How does that work though? Like, so what? Like, they come over and you have to pay anyway?
No, they come over and explain. Like, okay, you need to download the app, scan this QR code, and then you pay. So I had to get my dad to send us a picture of my bank card and type my details in that way.
Oh, I've got you.
I thought it'll all be contactless, so I won't need it. So I didn't bother taking it.
And then I thought it would be it'd be the same crack anyway, wouldn't it? Like where you could pay with PayPal or something, but I guess not.
Yeah, it's every bar. That's what I mean. Every bar will be different, so there'll be a bit of a lag in terms of technology. So we've got Charlotte and Wib and Sue in the chat already. Wib's saying he hasn't been anywhere yet. I can see why people can't, why people haven't been. To be fair, mate, I think a lot of people are in the same boat as yourself.
It's just like the. Yeah, it's like for me, it's just because it's like obviously going downtown. I just know it'll be heaving because literally like when I was like on a hot day when I'd walk past like near Quayside and stuff, like those bars were shut, but they were still full with people outside because they were sitting on the benches and that with their own cans and stuff. So I just thought like, you know, I'll probably just wait. But like I don't, if like some of the local pubs and stuff like that, I think that's absolutely fine. I think it's fine to do whatever you want anyway. But like for me, generally, I would say
yours is a bit different because of where you are. You're closer to Newcastle, like city centre. Shields is like, it's a fairly small place, but there's like so many pubs for how small it is.
Yeah.
They've all basically gone, look, you kind of just walk in. I don't think anywhere's taken. I think the ones in the town centre that are slightly bigger are taking some like walk-ins, but the rest of them are like you have to book a table, especially if they're showing the football. Like if the Newcastle are on, they're making people book a table for that game.
Yeah, man.
Sue said you saw a clip of a pub in Newcastle supposed to be 1 or 2 meters apart and they were sitting back to back. I mean, that's the other issue as well. Like, to be fair to the staff, like, there's only so much they can do as well. Like, you know, what can they do if people are ignoring them? They can tell them and ask them to leave. And then how much trouble is that going to cause and all? I don't know. It's weird. I think everyone's got to take a bit of responsibility if you want to go to the pub and that.
Definitely, man. It's Definitely.
Anthony's saying he's due a washable mask delivery, but we're not sure about going to restaurants just yet. Charlotte's avoiding restaurants and pubs at the minute. Just got on the bus for the first time with and that's bad enough. Yeah, I can imagine. I suppose with the buses and public transport and that, if you're doing wearing your mask and possibly gloves and you've got some hand sanitizer and that, you'll be fine. The issue with pubs is you sort of like breathing right in each other's faces and that, and like I've seen loads of people like hugging each other and. It all went a bit mental in some of the other bars. Yeah. So yeah.
Have you seen what you call it? Have you ever seen Fighter and the Kid before? Do you know like Brendan Shaw and Brian Callen?
Yeah.
They were touring in Texas recently, like this last couple of months. And
he got it, didn't he, Brendan Shaw?
Both of them got it.
Oh, really?
So they were both saying like, it's nonsense. We're not going to stop touring. We're not going to stop changing our lives. You know what I mean? Like freedom and all the rest of it. And then they both got coronavirus now, and they're like both like at home. Yeah. Like, I don't think it's serious because they're both like quite physically fit.
I think they both recovered pretty well, but they were basically like, I'm not going to get it. It's fine. It's just an exaggeration, and then they both come down.
Yeah. It's just like. Yeah, it's like the ultimate, like, oh my god, like everyone was, thinking that was going to happen, and then they get it as well. So it's not a surprise to anybody.
Nah,
but
it was a bit bro sciencey the way they were going about it.
Yeah, they said there was a bunch of people facing them, so they've got all of these people looking at them, and then they were like sharing the microphone and stuff. And he said he was fist bumping people and everything. Yeah. It's like, mate, it's like, come on. It's like,
funnily enough, I mean, it made us laugh because it was a bit daft, like, but someone put the guidelines on Facebook, and it's like you can't if you're a pub, like the screenshot of what they'd been sent. If you're a pub, you can't play loud music or play like sport at a loud volume because it encourages rowdiness and shouting and singing, and that's what they were saying. Apparently, that's like makes people like spit all over the place. If people are within a meter of each other, they're gonna obviously inhale all that as well. And I was like, so you're telling me that people have been inhaling each other's spit for like your entire life, basically? And
probably,
When I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, that's just
disgusting.
Like,
well, that's why, dude, as well. It's dude, to be fair, I know this is like an obvious statement, but like, it's why sometimes after you've been on a night out, you'll get like ill.
Yeah,
like you'll get the flu or something.
Wrecked.
Because because there's a billion people and you're all like bumping into each other and stuff, and it's like.
What happens at like conventions and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or obviously airports and stuff like that. Anywhere where you're packed in. So
definitely
fair play to people who get on like the tube every day and that or the metro because no thanks.
Humid as it gets, in it really.
Sue's asking, is there still a pub in Shields called The Cry? Yeah, I don't know if it's still open though. All the bars now, I don't know what's open and what's not. Bus driver today had a go at an old guy who was using a scarf instead of a mask. But the driver had too many passengers and 5 had no mask. Well, yeah, there's that as well. Again, I think a lot of the frontline staff probably haven't had the greatest training either. Anthony's saying there was a pause for a moment there.
That's what Sue said.
Yeah. Let me know if we're back, guys. I don't know if we're back now. Might just crash for a second.
Okay, down. We'll be alright.
I kind of see a problem on our end, like. Oops. Can't see anything now. The window down. Alright, so let me know if that's back up anyway. Analytics just saying healthy.
Decent.
So yeah, pubs. Don't know. Maybe we'll see. Yes, I have some people not wearing the masks today. Although saw some people wearing a mask, also not covering their nose. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
I know, I've seen that all the time as well, and it's so dumb. It's like,
I seen like there was a video of a woman in America and she like cut the middle out. So like she had the mask on and she was saying, "Oh, I can't breathe," so she cut a hole in to breathe. And I was just like,
bro,
like
I saw one.
Like, how man?
There's a like a Chinese taxi driver I saw, and he'd cut a hole in where he was like having his cigarette for it. So he was like smoking for it, and it's like, dude, like, it's like could not be more like toxic. Like all of this, just inhaling all of the smoke.
There's a horrible oh god, it's like there was some inventor created a mask, and it was like a Pac-Man style coronavirus mask.
Right.
It was one of those things that I couldn't decide whether it was a joke, or whether it was like serious. I'll try and find the video. Hang on.
Well, I just love how it's like the most like capitalist thing ever as well. That like all these companies are coming out with branded masks. Like the UFC's got the UFC mask, and it's like every company's got like their designer masks, and it's like, oh man, it's like
cash cow now.
Yeah, consumerism never stops. It was like, especially when it was like just kicking in as well. Like I'm sure like the Kardashians and stuff were coming out there, and they were calling it like something like survival kit or something, and it was like a mask and like some gloves and stuff, and it's like
yeah, just stop it. So that's it there. You might not be able to see that unless you got the stream open, but it's truly horrifying. It's like something out of a horror movie. So like it opens up, it has like a little clasp, it sort of flips open.
It's yeah, it's awful. Like it does look like something from a horror movie.
Yeah, like he's wearing someone else's face.
Horrifying.
I think it's either like, a massive wind up, or it's like one of those things where a company has to do a bit of marketing for itself.
Like the baby for it's like reminds me of like a Razorhead. It's got like very like cheap, creepy vibes.
It's just really like like horror movie. Like, oh god. Oh, don't know like that. It was unsettling. It's even worse with like the original video that I saw with audio, because you could hear him smacking his lips together, and I was just like, oh no, why have you done this?
Not for me, like.
And then I wondered why anyone like listens to ASMR, because I was just like, there's just no need for what's going on.
People are weird, bro. People listen to like actual ASMR of people eating, like the sounds of like the clacking, and like there's people that like literally listen to that, dude.
Yeah. Anyway,
Charlotte says he looks like one of the puppets of Sesame Street.
Yeah, it is. It's like a horror movie puppet. That's what it is. Like what is it? Was it Zippy? Was that the puppet?
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
From Rainbow.
Yeah, he's got ultimate Zippy vibes.
Like exactly like that. Awful, but like a horror version.
Creepy, man.
Creepy as hell. Anyway, on a more positive note than that, Amelia, who can't listen today because she's actually busy, but she sent me some of her artwork that she's been working on the combined level 1 and 2 that Lisa's brilliant, been doing. Dude. And I'm trying to show you guys now, except it's not being my friend. There we go. So that is one of the pieces, which I think is Big Ben with like a clock face. Not Big Ben.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Sorry. Think
that is cool, man.
Yeah, it is. There's a Thames boat there, but yeah, so that's
really, really well made. That's nice, man.
It fits really well. The circle. And
fits really well. It's a really good idea.
And then the other one, that's a YouTube play button, so it's not that. That is the other one there. And I don't know what's going on there. I didn't get a chance to ask her what was going on with this one, but I really like it. There's lots going on, so there's like a boardwalk. And
wow.
Again, really well cut out with the circle of the moon.
It's fantastic. That yeah. It's like has like a very nice kind of horror vibe.
Yeah, the sort of
could be like a good man
coming out of here. But Nightmare Before Christmassy reminded us of a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty cool.
There's a couple of bits of work from Amelia. I thought I'd show, so I thought they were really good. So if anyone has any other stuff like that, let me know.
Sue's saying that it's very atmospheric, the second one, and definitely, it's pretty cool.
Very cool work, Twilight type thing. Yeah, a little bit. Not the. Oh,
absolutely.
It's crashed. Yeah, so I thought I'd feature them anyway, and we appreciate Amelia doing that, and obviously she's doing that course with Lisa at the minute, so that's where they've came from.
For sure, man.
Equally, if you guys have been working on anything, send them over, and we'll have a little look at them. Even if it's not artwork, even if it's like something else that you've cooked, or like a little video you've taken while on a walk, or something you've seen online that you thought was cool. Send it in.
Definitely.
And we'll have a little look. See.
Yeah, man, we love seeing the work that you guys do, and kind of how what you guys do like on the courses, or what you've done in your own time as well, which is really cool. So like it's amazing if it's something related to like what we've like learned about. I mean, that's obviously perfect, but even if it's just like anything like something creative, just like what Amelia was doing on the beaches, or if you guys are working on a poem like down the Beatnik Man, or anything like that. So just whatever you guys are doing,
Yeah. Get up at 3 a.m. to write a poem. That's what you've got to do. You need to be committed to your art.
That's it, man.
Like so on the Jack subject Kerouac. Of art, Bojo himself has pledged 1.5 billion lifeline, 1.5 billion pound lifeline to keep the UK art sector afloat.
This is part of his like as he says, Rooseveltian kind of moment or something. That's what he keeps referring to himself as Roosevelt after the Great Depression, and he says that's what he's going to do to England.
Right.
He says he's going to like completely pump money into all of kind of the industry to like kind of bring everything back. So we'll see if he sticks to his word. And he was saying that it's going to pay dividends, is what he said as well. He says that it's going to, all of the money he expects to make back, but he's willing to pull out his pocket and put some money forward. So this one there, it is it's 1.5 billion, is it?
Yeah. 1.1. Yeah. 1.5 billion.
1.5 billion that he's going to put into arts programs. Yeah. So that could be museums.
I mean, to be fair, that's galleries. What he's pledged as well. It's 880 million of its grants, which I am assuming does not have to be paid back.
Yeah,
there's 270 million worth of loans in there as well. And then there's a bunch of other stuff of like capital investment.
So if he puts his his money where his mouth is, then brilliant stuff. It would be really good, because I'm sure that like after the coronavirus has been massively damaging to this industry in particular. So it'll be fantastic if they're able to get this. And it's a worthwhile cause.
I think there's been a few closures and like redundancies in that sector as well. So some are saying it's a little bit too late, but I mean, I think performing arts venues, they're saying so they've seen their income fall to zero, and one that they do not have the money to reopen with physically distanced audiences. So I think that the main issue was I'm going to talk about a little bit later with regard to cinema, but the issue they need bums on seats basically. Like they can't open in a half capacity isn't really financially viable for them.
No.
So that's the worry at the moment. So hopefully the grants and the loans and stuff can keep them ticking over until they come to some kind of arrangement.
Definitely, and I mean it's I can understand what he's saying as well about. I mean, when he was saying about paying dividends, but he was talking about the money that he's going to put into industry as a whole, because he plans to put it in a lot of programs, not just like the arts, but like just to see this is awesome because arts is generally like largely government funded, and some of them is charity funded as well. And basically, obviously, England's massively famous for its arts. Like if you go to like the British Museum or the Tate or anything like that, you can see like world famous paintings and things like that. So it's like a huge like pull for England tourism wise.
I was just about to say, I think what people forget is the tourist aspect of it, because
a
lot of people, part of like going around London is going to an art gallery. There's a lot of art galleries.
Definitely,
it's what a massive draw for like in Gateshead, like the Baltic and stuff.
Definitely,
That little sector right there that pulls in a lot of people, visitors and stuff.
100%, man.
All the at the minute, obviously, they're the only things that are going to open. Like theatres and concert halls are going to be closed for a while, but they're saying their galleries and museums in England will this week start slowly reopening. The National Gallery opens its doors to the public on Wednesday, and you have to book in a time slot at the minute. And once in, they follow 3 one-way art routes, but people can take their time should they want to. I think the other thing to bear in mind is obviously a lot of people work, especially in like the theatre and concert sort of sectors. There's all the catering and all the crew. Obviously Anthony you'll know quite well from doing a bit roadie, and that it isn't just the talent basically, and it's not just the art and the curators and stuff. There's a whole sector around it. Like I say, like catering and people moving stuff around, sound engineers and light engineers, and there's all sorts of jobs get created and all sorts of tourist attractions. So I think it definitely needs to happen because there's going to be hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people's jobs and livelihoods affected.
And I mean, even putting money into kind of like local talent to kind of nurture local talent coming up, potential artists that are going to be, the next breakout artist in the world. And so, it's also kind of helps to support that, if kind of local galleries can open and stuff. So it's on a big scale, but hopefully like local, businesses is going to be able to benefit from this as well. So
that's the hope anyway. So keep a close eye on that one. And we'll see.
Obviously,
the promise is delivered.
Not to like derail the conversation too much, but like, did you see that Kanye West running for president and that Trump gave him like a bunch of they gave him like small business loans, like loans that were made for small businesses, government loans.
It was a government loan that was designated to help small businesses survive, and somehow him with his net worth managed to get hold of like 3 of them. It was 2 of them or 3 of them.
So insane, dude. And do you know that what like some of his key like campaign points are? It's like anti-abortion. He wants to bring back fear and love of God into education, and it's like this is like mental stuff. It's like
I think, to be honest, it's just a publicity stunt. I think, as far as I can tell, I don't think it's legit.
Well, what I heard was
too cynical
obviously
to believe that it's real.
Well, what I think it is, and what like makes sense in terms of why Trump would give him money, is because it's going to shave some of the black vote off Biden.
Yeah.
Because they're because obviously Trump's like kind of like a lot of the voters in America kind of become somewhat kind of like especially with all the recent goings on, like Trump's lost a lot of appeal. So I reckon that if he's going to get like if Kanye does this kind of thing that he knows he's not going to win, I think it's going to help. It's going to take away some of Biden's voters. That is definitely what it is.
I think it's a ploy to do that, but I don't know how much of a sway Kanye West has with the black community anymore after
he went
on with Trump the last time.
He sucks, man.
I think dude, just based on when he went back on TMZ, he got absolutely pulled apart.
I know.
In that interview, he got absolutely ripped to shreds.
That guy.
A small loan of $1 million. Yeah, aye, that'll be right.
The other TMZ journalist guy just literally handed his bot to him. Basically, he literally like he dissed him totally. It was quite,
to be fair with Kanye, I mean, one, he married into that family, and nobody ever does well mentally in that family. And 2, I think he's had he's had documented mental health problems for a long time. And
big time.
I don't think he's got the right people advising him, because they just let him do really impulsive things that I don't think are quite right.
Totally, dude. Like the first 4 or 5 Kanye albums, man. Like College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation. I love all of those albums so much. And if you listen to his lyrics, dude, it's about like growing up poor and like making the community, empowering the community. Everybody coming up together. They're really like it used to be like really kind of. I don't know, like he was so kind of for the people, and then it just all of a sudden when he got rich, he just turned on everybody and was just like,
he's lost it, man. He's lost the plot a bit, but like I say,
I just think he's in a bad place.
He hasn't been in a good one for a while, and like that, I don't think marrying into the Kardashian family's helped him out very much in terms of mental stability.
Man.
But he did just on that note, he did say he was done with Trump, and he's got an anti-vaccine, anti-abortion stance in his presidential bid, and I don't know why, but
anti-vaccine.
Yeah, so that's good.
Oh man,
It just if you read some of the stuff he said, I think he kind of presidential hopeful wants to run the White House like Wakanda. Like I kind of take it seriously,
but like
he can't even make parody out of it anymore, because it's just like, what is the world? Like, people keep saying The Simpsons predicted stuff, but The Simpsons literally wrote down the stupidest ideas they could possibly imagine.
I know.
They come true. Like,
it's so crazy. It's so crazy, dude. The Brazilian president getting coronavirus
after saying it was a mild flu.
Yeah. So crazy, man.
Aye. But yeah, hi Matthew. Anyway. And we've got Matt saying Obama's the ace card in Biden's campaign. Both Barack and Michelle are vote winners for the Dems. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good point, man.
We are very,
Definitely.
very much so.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what they're going to rely. I don't think he's. To be honest, I don't think Joe Biden's electable anyway. It's not a great choice at the minute to be in.
But it's like it's yeah, I know. It's literally like it's like like I would take like a shoe over Trump if I was
the devil
American,
in the deep blue sea. I think at the minute.
Yeah.
It's sort of like how it is in this country. Like there's two parties and that's it. You don't. If you don't like either of them, you're gonna have
bipartisan, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a deal with the devil and vote tactically.
It's so sad as well because it's like, people. It's just like the way that you get like coalition governments and stuff, like they team up to get the other one in, and it's just it shouldn't work like that, but it unfortunately
that's
does.
Politics, isn't it? It's not what
there's some European countries. Yeah, I think though, like in Holland and there's a few European countries where it's like there's like 5 parties maybe, and they've all got like kind of equal share in whoever may get elected, and I think that would be more of like a democratic process, obviously. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Democracy is a funny old thing. Our democracy, anyway, our version of it, and especially America's, the whole electoral college thing is a bit.
Oh, dude, it's so confusing. It's so weird.
Not like population per capita is a lot higher in places, but they only account for one part of that electoral college. Anyway.
Yeah, like even over here, how we've got like it's not about like how many voters, it's about how many seats you can win. Yeah. So it's like
tactical.
It's tactical, yeah.
Yeah. It's always going to be that way as well. Unfortunately, I think in this country, I don't think that's going to change, or anytime soon.
Yeah, it could be worse though.
On a more positive note, I think we covered this one a little while back actually.
We did, but this is like the updated version.
The inventor of the N95 mask, which for anyone who doesn't know is like a filtered mask, which was disposable. Let's have a look. See if I can get a picture of one. You'll have seen them; they're all over the shop. They've always got N95 written on them like that.
Yeah, man. So that's it. Yeah. So N95 masks.
Oh, there we go. It's back. Yeah. So obviously, the retired inventor of the N95 mask is back at work, mostly for free, and that was during the COVID-19 fight. So yeah, like I said, we sort of covered that a little bit. I think it was about 5 weeks ago now. It's got to be a little while back. And he set out to create the masks in a way that or find a method of cleaning them. Because at the minute, when he first started, they were disposable, weren't they? So basically, you'd use it, and I think it was like 6 hours use you got out of it, and then you had to throw it away because it has like an electronic static charge inside of it.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah,
that filters it out, which I think it's really cool. Like it's so low tech, but so clever.
Yeah.
So obviously they were in short supply, so they had to look at a method of making them reusable. So he retired, and I think he basically got about 1 million calls from all sorts of different scientists and companies. And then he thought, right, you know what it is, I'm just going to do a report on it. So he set up like a makeshift lab in his sort of, I'm assuming just his house, probably just his shed.
So, yeah. And it's saying he works like 20 hours a day, mostly for free. So
mostly on a volunteer basis, but quote unquote, I didn't mind.
There he is, a legend,
just standing there waving his little mask around.
Bless him. So yeah, he's a good guy, man. He
tried multiple approaches in his home, and he published an emergency medical report which proposed a variety of methods for cleaning them, without compromising the electrostatic charge required for the filtration system to function. He basically found out that the N95 mask can be heated to 158 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 minutes using a dry heat method. So that doesn't break the filtration technology. And then he forwarded that on to the National Institutes of Health, who then obviously corroborated that.
That's cool.
He's been continuing to do that and sharing it with various organisations, and Oak Ridge National Lab, which is a Tennessee-based laboratory sponsored by the U.S. Energy Department. Searching ways to scale the production as well. So obviously he basically pioneered that and then retired, and nobody knew what to do with it. So they got back in touch with him again, which is cool and annoying at the same time. Can you imagine if you're retired for like 2 years, and then 2 years in, you get about 100 phone calls a day saying about this mask that you made. Like, how does it work and how do I fix it? And it's broken. How do I clean it? And you just be like, oh man.
You'd be like, oh man, I know. You'd be like retired and like.
I picture him just like in a Hawaiian shirt with like a one of them coconut shells with like a I don't know, some kind of daiquiri in it.
Watching the sunset.
Yeah, like a little umbrella on his porch, just chilling.
Yeah. Someone just hands it like a suitcase with like a telephone in it.
No, like someone comes in like a trench coat and like a hat,
right?
And like they just take the hat off and then they say, I don't even know his name.
Peter Tsai.
Yeah, but like that scene in Indiana Jones where they turn up at the university, top men.
That's it.
We got some top men on the case. Kind of
classic, man.
Top men. Sue's asking Obama can go for presidency again, can't he? No, I don't think he can.
Yeah, I don't think he can.
Didn't he?
2 times, yeah. So
the American election, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's 2020, so anything could happen. Kanye might win. I don't even know if was it 2020 or was it 2024 he's running for? I can't remember.
He's running for this one, but he was gonna run for
as an independent, right? I think because he said he was going to do it in the past, but he said he wanted to delay till 2024, didn't he? So he
he can't even register on like certain dates because it's too late for him. So he's really
it's just a blooming publicity stunt, man.
Yeah, so in America, he served for 2 terms, except for Roosevelt, who served for 3 terms.
Yeah,
because I think the war was going on, and he was just like, "Well, he's like, well, I'll stay in because, like, you guys trust me."
He died as well, didn't he, during the war?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he was like really ill towards the end of it. I don't think he ever. I don't think he even saw like much of the towards the end. I think he died fairly.
Wow.
Like definitely before Germany collapsed for sure. So yeah, some history in that, man. Horrid Histories, if anyone hasn't checked it out. Pretty good series. Anthony's saying the retirement thing reminds me of Stargate. I don't know what you mean, Anthony. I have not seen it. You'll have to enlighten us.
I'll have to check that out. I know that Stargate's loose. Is it like it's similar to Star Trek but different? So that's all I know.
I know there's a big circle that people walk through.
I've seen that. I know that as well.
That's the Stargate. That's all I know.
It's like it was one of those programs that used to be on Sky One, and like back when digital TV was a bit more primitive.
Simpsons, Futurama.
Yeah. I would like flick on and then see that.
What else was on there? There's all sorts
Sky One.
There's like a football program. I'm sure it was like Dream Team or something.
Maybe, yeah. I tell you what, I used to love Soccer AM, but it's gone downhill through the years. It used to be awesome back in the day when it was Lovejoy. Do you remember?
Aye. Even Max Rushton and Helen Chamberlain was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Dream Team, it was called. There was 9 seasons of Dream Team.
Oh my God.
One. Holy crap.
Oh, I kind of remember this, to be honest.
It was awful, to be totally honest with you. It was absolutely terrible. But it was on, and that's how TV used to work. It's on, so I'm going to watch it.
Yep.
But now you just stream everything, which is, in my opinion, better.
It looks so dated, bro.
I watch a trailer for it at some point. It's a riot, like.
Oh well, it seems like good fun.
Sue said she thinks Roosevelt had issues with polio. Yeah, I think famously that he couldn't really walk, but he used to like force himself to walk as much as he possibly could in public, so that it looked like he was like strong. Because obviously he didn't want like propaganda getting out about him being weak. And then I think he had to give in. I think he had to give in the end and be properly in a wheelchair because he couldn't like manage that anymore. As far as I remember, that might be wrong. That might be fake news.
It sounds familiar, that, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Anyway, India. So India, not that they're at war with China. China yet, nearly.
It's not looking good, is it?
This is an Indian architecture firm that is sucking carbon emissions out of the air and turning it into stylish tiles.
It's pretty cool. There's a little video there. It's only 2 minutes long. I know the videos crash, but
yeah, I'm gonna play it from a minute.
Yeah.
I think I've figured out the point where it's relevant.
It took us 3 years to develop the right formula for carbon tiles. The ingredients we use to make carbon tile are
Don't crash, come on now.
marble chips, carbon emissions, and marble powder.
has crashed. Let's try. Let's try this again. Come on, I believe in the laptop. There we go.
It took us 3 years to develop the right formula for carbon tiles. The ingredients we use to make carbon tile are marble chips, carbon emissions, and marble powder. Carbon is taken from the air through a proprietary device by airing. It is made into a slurry and then compressed into a tile. So we are using this 200-year-old traditional handcrafting technique, which was used by the local quarry masons to upcycle the broken marble chips and produce higher grade surface finishes.
There you are, there's the tile there.
With this technology, we want to make various building elements or an designer.
There we go. So that's pretty cool. Because there's a little bit in here about using a device called airing is the device. The device. The company is able to draw CO2 out of the polluted city air, combine it with a mixture of marble chips and powder, and then press it into an elegantly designed tile. Which is quite significant because I know India has quite a high level of pollution.
Oh man, yeah, like really big time. Like it's got some of the worst pollution in the world. They're trying to like counteract it, but it's pretty rough, man.
You know, pretty good step.
Yeah, definitely.
They say that India is in need of maintaining the world's third largest housing industry, and there's sustainable tiles, and they can help meet the demand as well as being eco-friendly, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. I thought it was just such a cool little design.
Good idea. Very good idea.
Definitely.
I think it's one of the things that a lot of places are looking at. I know there's a bunch of like houses in Shields that were built like that. Like you'll see them all over the country. Like little projects popping up with like they're made from sustainable materials. Not renewable because then your house would just like dissolve or turn into concrete. But sustainable, so
biodegradable house.
It's like a compost hut. Just make the walls out of like that glass that they made them Heineken bottles out of.
That's it, yeah.
Slowly but surely.
It's like every plant.
10 years. It's cool though. I mean, it's like it basically the process of creating them doesn't leave a massive carbon footprint. I think that's what it's all about. No one's saying we have to stop using all this, and it's just finding a solution that's less putting less of a strain on the environment.
Yeah. Things like the big steel factories and stuff like that cause so much pollution. So it's like good that this is like a eco-friendly kind of.
We talked about it with the switch to renewable energy as well, that we've managed to maybe start looking at that things that use less power.
Definitely.
This one I had a little read through, but I only had about 10 minutes to read through this article. Sorry, I didn't really understand what was going on. So I don't know how much you read it, but new mathematical formula unveiled to prevent AI from making unethical decisions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were saying that research from the UK and Switzerland have found a mathematical means of helping regulators and business police artificial intelligence systems, which is like a massive mouthful, biases towards making unethical and very costly and damaging choices. So I didn't, like I say, I'm not sure how thorough it is or exactly how they're doing that, but I just thought it was something pretty interesting because I know that we've spoke on stream before about that is the worry with AI, if it ever got some kind of it went Skynet, or it got some kind of consciousness.
This one's got because this one's relating to it's the example they give is a insurance company, right? So
right.
Consider, for example, using AI to set prices for insurance products to be sold to a particular customer. There are legitimate reasons for setting different prices for different people, but it may also be more profitable to make certain decisions that end up hurting the company. Which I thought was a little bit weird because it was so you're not really bothered about the people, but then later on, it does say that some are unethical and will incur not just moral cost but a significant potential penalty if regulators levy hefty fines or customers boycott you or both. So basically, they recommend a really high tariff for someone because they are diabetic. or offer them an alternative product that isn't covered, or tell them that they need this policy when they don't need it, and things like that. So basically there needs to be safeguards in place so that the computer can't just grind out the outcome that is the most profitable or is the cheapest. So you want the best sort of cover.
Definitely.
That's always the worry. At the minute, AI is very base level, and it makes like stupid decisions like what to promote on YouTube or Facebook. Charlotte's talking about now, like the algorithm giving her recommendations about Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson drama. So yeah, that's one use of AI. Another use of AI could potentially decide whether people do or don't have health insurance, which is a bit of a problem if it's not managed properly. So yeah.
It's interesting stuff, man. Definitely, and so I think that if there's some kind of
we're almost they can put in there. We're almost talking about Asimov's laws of robotics at the minute.
Right. Yeah.
Which is science fiction, I must say. But if anyone's seen iRobot or read it, actually, you might have read it. If you're a massive nerd like me, you probably have. So the 3 laws of robotics are: a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey orders given by a human, except where the order would conflict with the first law. So that's essentially like what he was talking about, and that was I don't even know when that was written.
Well,
a long time ago.
I don't know if anyone in chat's seen 2001 Space Odyssey as well, the Kubrick film.
Yeah.
Where HAL 2000 gets consciousness and it realizes that it can be better, it can operate better, the network can operate better if the humans weren't there. Actually, the humans are the thing that is hindering their progress. So they were like, well, if we get rid of the humans, we can be better. So it's like, so it's kind of a bit of that as well.
So Isaac Asimov wrote that in 1942. Which is like, how many years ago is that now? 80 years ago nearly? 78 years ago? More than that?
Yeah.
I don't know. God, I can't do it. Yeah?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, so more or less, right? Give or take.
So, I mean, for them to have that sort of foresight to be able to see where, artificial intelligence would be and how it would be governed, it's quite impressive. Check it out. Check some really cool stuff.
But yeah, for sure, man.
And 2001, Space Odyssey, very, very good movie also.
Kubrick, man. Classic book.
They're the sort of panics and discussions that have been going on about AI for years now. What it can do. At the minute, from what I know, it's all based on, like I say, like marketing and what content to show you at the moment and what products to sell you. How nefarious it gets and how deep rooted it gets in terms of like what decisions it controls depends on the companies. And
I was going to say that's down to the actual person who created it usually nowadays, right? It's like so
what information it collects and what decision it makes based on that information. So yeah, we've also got Lynn joining us now as well. So hi, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn. Hello.
I think I did say hi to Matthew before because he was on talking about Trump, and then I quickly segued away from talking about Trump.
I know. I'm glad that we got off that one quite quickly because I don't want it to be like
Unlucky for some, I'm going to talk about Trump again.
It's okay.
And I'm going to talk about China in the same breath. In the same two breaths, probably, because Trump and China is 2 syllables.
Trump.
So the Trump administration is looking into banning TikTok and other Chinese apps. And this.
So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that it mentioned in the article, but like, interestingly, India has just done this very recently.
Yeah.
So India, like I think maybe last week, had banned TikTok.
A bunch. I think there was 20. I think in total there was 20 apps. There's a little bit in the article. A little bit further down, but basically the Trump administration is considering banning Chinese social media apps inside the United States, and that's the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and he's saying the ban would start with popular short video platform TikTok. It was on Fox News, so I'm not playing the clip because I don't want to give unnecessary hits than I have to. With respect to Chinese apps on people's phones, I can assure you the United States will get this one right. I don't want to get I don't want to get out in front of the president, but it's something we're looking at, he said in his interview. TikTok is led by an American CEO with hundreds of employees and key leaders across safety, security, product, and public policy here in the US. The company said in response to Pompeo's statement, "We have no higher priority than promoting a safe and secure app experience for our users. We have never provided user data to the Chinese government, nor would we do so if asked." Now, I feel like that statement right there, and I don't know if it's just the way they've worded it or it's been translated or what, was read at gunpoint. Like, I feel like that is like, I am fine. This is not a cult. Like,
it's like, okay, guys.
Don't believe it for 1 minute.
Yeah, nah, it seems a bit kind of, I don't know. But I can like...
No, go on, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I can like, in China though as well, like, Facebook's banned, YouTube's banned, Twitter's banned, so I can get it.
Definitely. I think there's that. There's a political element to it as well.
Yeah.
But there's also, if you look at the way China's like economy works, with them being still a communist country, the government has like certain regulations, and obviously they have districts where you can do certain things like set up tech companies, but they also have like legislation in place, correct us if I'm wrong, where they still have an involvement in a lot of companies and they invest in them as well. So they're not state-run, but it's a bit more like an oligarchy, whereby they're very close with the government.
Well, they've got the propaganda department as well. So like,
exactly.
But you'll see this in film. Film's like one of the best examples, right? Because you'll see like an American film will have like a Chinese actor or something in it, or like a segment where like one of the characters from China, just to like pander to the Chinese propaganda department because it's like the biggest film market in the whole world. So
it's worrying.
You know what I mean?
But back to TikTok specifically, their parent company's called ByteDance, which I've highlighted there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. So if you see any apps with that, they're probably not long for this world, the Western world. I think a lot of countries are gonna follow suit. And you might be asking why, because obviously you can't just ban something because it's Chinese and you don't trust the government. So the privacy problems are sort of highlighted a little bit further down. Obviously, Daniel, you mentioned quite rightly that India has recently banned.
Yeah, they did it recently.
A whole bunch. I think pretty much all of them. I don't think there's any Chinese originating apps on the Indian App Store anymore.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
So routers reported in May that ByteDance has been actively transferring TikTok's operations out of China by hugely expanding the presence in California. The strategy is aimed at not only at TikTok, which is not available in China, but all of ByteDance's non-China focused businesses. So they wanted to make a big move into like India and California, and India have just gone, no, you can't do that. So TikTok and almost, it was 60 other Chinese apps were banned in India.
That's a lot, man.
I think a lot of that's got to do with a little bit more political about the border conflict that's going on at the minute.
Which is pretty crazy, yeah.
But I think what they're coming at a perspective of national security, they don't want a network of phones in their country running on their critical network, as in higher up officials that have got any apps developed by China that have data centers in China. So basically what they're trying to avoid is someone in a position of power or with access to secrets or any kind of not even secrets, like, you know, network engineers or people who work in gas and power, or, you know, anyone who works in the financial sector on their phone. If they've got one of these Chinese apps, and if what people are saying is true and the Chinese government can get a hold of it, they can then spy on that data through that phone. And like I say, it could be anything. It could be power, could be financial, could be government secrets, could be anything. If that app's on there, it offers them a potential backdoor. Was the argument India were making.
There's loads of stories as well about like China like allegedly stealing like kind of tech data or tech secrets from America, and then like starting a copycat company of something exactly the same or something. So it's like,
and to be fair, just to highlight that point as well, you still might be thinking, well, it's all hearsay and that, but there was they've where's it down here? So they've already faced a fine from the SEC, I believe it was. SEC. Where's it gone? Because they were obtaining data, personal data, from children under age 13 without parental consent. So they've been fined for that. That was earlier this year. In May. And then in June, it was found that researchers found that TikTok was collecting clipboard data from iOS users and all kinds of sensitive information, including account passwords, often reside on a device's clipboard after a user copies it from one field and pastes it somewhere else. So if you're sitting in app and you copy something, so say you're in your banking app or you're in your Facebook app and you don't know what your password is, but you've got it in a note. So you open your note up, you hold down your copy, and then you go back into the app to paste it in. If you open TikTok at any point, TikTok was copying that data straight away without your consent, without your knowledge.
That's crazy.
It was just instantly copying it like that. TikTok promised to end the practice in the next few weeks, but as of now, hasn't.
Yeah, we see what that CEO was saying, and then it's like when you hear stuff like that, it's a bit like, what? Well, you know, how can you really?
It's one of those things where they will change it now, but it's because they've been caught. So God knows what they're doing when people aren't looking into them, and it's just if you've got TikTok, you know someone's got to get rid of it. Honestly, dump it.
I've never seen the appeal anyway. It seems so crap. Like I just think it's so awkward. Like I don't know, like miming to music.
Yeah,
and
well,
I don't see the appeal at all.
So everyone's sort of having a little chat about that. So Matthew's saying he didn't know TikTok was from China.
China.
The complete world's in disarray. Ban TikTok. Yeah. Sick of the TikTok videos. Why? Don't really get the obsession with TikTok. You can do a little dance routine for your mates. Okay, maybe for a second. Yeah. All of us just need to get a VPN and make sure that we are safe. Yeah. Every time I see a TikTok video, I just lose hope in humanity. Charlotte says. Okay. Yeah. VPN. Sue's asking what's a VPN. So quickly, really quickly, because I could go into a lot of detail with this. VPN is. It's turned into an e-safety session now. I love it.
Yeah. Well, if you've ever like watched any other podcast, it's like always the sponsor on every single. Like...
It's like there's two competing. It's always Nord VPN and it's always Express VPN, and they always like one up each other. So one will offer a 15% discount, and the other will offer a 21, and then it'll be 25, 30. It's like, all right, okay. Quickly to boil it down, it's a VPN, virtual private network. Extends a private network across a public network, so it enables the user to send and receive data across a shared network privately. So hang on, let me try that definition's not very helpful.
Was that the like legit actual definition?
No, I think that's a Wikipedia one.
It was a Wikipedia joke.
So a virtual private network is an encrypted connection over the internet from a device to a network. The encrypted connection helps ensure that sensitive data is safely transmitted. It prevents unauthorized people from eavesdropping on the traffic. So no one can intercept what you're putting through there. It's done through encryption, which means the data, when you input it, is then scrambled into a bunch of numbers and letters and codes and sent through a server that keeps that way till it gets to the other end. And then it gets unscrambled. So not dissimilar to like, you know, the code breaker machines that they used to use in war stuff. A lot more complicated and a lot more algorithms and AI, funnily enough, involved.
Pretty cool.
Allows users to conduct work remotely. VPN technology is widely used in corporate environments. It also allows you to connect to servers that you wouldn't necessarily always be able to connect to. So you could.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people use it for like American Netflix and stuff like that, right? I've
actually got the add-on on my browser here because I actually do have a VPN.
There you go.
So
that's you get American Netflix on that and stuff.
Express VPN as well. I don't get any money if you sign up for Express VPN. I can, however, probably send you a trial code.
Today's media savvy stream is sponsored.
ExpressVPN. Do you want to look up a bunch of stuff on the internet that you didn't want anyone to see? Look no further than being a creepy weirdo online.
15% off.
0% off, but there you go. No, I can help you guys out if you want to look for a VPN. I just used ExpressVPN because I got the biggest discount when I was watching a podcast, funny enough.
Yeah, and again, if you are looking for a discount, then if you watch any kind of podcast, you probably see them.
Yeah, they're so painful though, the adverts, aren't they? Because they'll be like talking about something, they'll be like, by the way, today's video is it's like that's the worst transition I've ever seen.
Shameless. It's shameless, dude.
Yeah. Right, hang on. I'll quickly show you anyway. I'll move the camera over. So basically, when I paid for this, I paid a one-off fee. I didn't pay a subscription, but you can do a subscription, so you can do like 30 days. Some of them do like money-back deals, so if you're not using it, you can just cancel it. But basically, you come on here and you pick a server that you want to connect to, and then it gives you an IP address. An IP address is just what the website recognizes the country that you're accessing it from. So if I want to access it from America, I can pick one, and then if I go on to Netflix.com, Netflix.com thinks that I'm in America, so it shows me American Netflix.
Perfect.
And it's the same for all of them. Equally, it's quite good if you're using like a public Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And you don't want... So say I take my laptop down to... I was going to say McDonald's, but I don't know if their Wi-Fi is any good. I've never done it. Starbucks is the classic one, right? So you don't want anyone on that Starbucks guest network to be able to see what you're doing. If you fire up your VPN, you're then protected.
This is what like every single person in China uses this as well, because obviously like YouTube's blocked in China, so it's like you have to use a VPN, otherwise you can't. So
advertising as well, Matthew, really good point. The cookies that they use to see what product you've been browsing, you can block them on there and they won't be able to track you doing that. A Tom Scott video about VPN is really good at explaining it. Yeah, if you get us the link to that, I'll probably pop that on at some point. Probably not today because you're running out of time. But yeah, I think it's really good for privacy, your VPN, if you are worried about where your data's going and stuff. What I'd say with them is try to do your homework on the one that you buy and make sure it's a trusted one. Express and Nord are like the two biggest ones that I can think of.
Yeah.
But if you go on to, and this is pretty much the same for most of the stuff you're looking for, there's a website called Tech Radar if you've never used it. If you search on there, they do reviews of things like that. So there's one there that literally one of the tabs is VPN. The best VPN service 2020, and that's an article about what you can read. It explains what it is and why you might need it. It makes you more anonymous online. So if you are worried about your online security, would definitely recommend a VPN. If you want to watch American Netflix, I would definitely recommend a VPN. If you go into China and you want to watch YouTube, you know what to do.
You will need a VPN, yeah.
And that's code Hatham at checkout. No. There's no checkout. But yeah, give me a shout if that didn't make any sense via email. And before I forget, because it's 16:57, I didn't mention this at the start because I'm a big idiot. I have an animation course booked in for next week.
Dude. Fantastic.
So, next Friday at 10 a.m, between the hours of 10-12, I will be doing an introduction to animation. And as you can tell from the creative and very exciting title, I'll be doing an introductory session on animation. It's probably going to be text. And I'm probably going to do it in Hit Film Express.
Nice, man.
From what I've looked, from what I've seen of ones,
the VFX stuff's decent, right?
Some decent stuff in there.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Might do a little logo. Might leave that for like an actual session rather than because 2 hours is quite a short window. So I don't want to like rush everyone. I want everyone to get something out of it. So might just do a bit animated text over some video, or like a nice fade in text.
It's a good idea.
So yeah, that's on next Friday.
Brilliant.
Which is the 17th, 10-12. The flyer will be going out
10-12
today, I think, when the Netflix goes out, when the newsletter goes out. So stand by for that one. I will put a post on Facebook about it as well. But as always, drop me an email. But don't email that one because that's me Gmail, and I don't want to give that out.
Just dox yourself.
And I'm just like giving out.
Then just dox yourself just in the chat.
So yeah, there's my email. So it's going to be a dead basic introduction. So animation sounds really complicated. It's just going to be some moving text, probably, maybe some moving images.
Cool.
I will get full details out, but ideally, if you guys are interested, if you give me a heads up, and I can hopefully walk you guys through what you'll need to download in terms of the program and the resources, and then on the day, I don't have to spend as much time. We don't have to spend as much time like running through it. I can hopefully run you guys through it one-on-one a little bit before that, and we'll be sorted.
It'll be quite different, but if any of you guys in the chat have done any of the video editing stuff that like we've done, then you should already have HitFilm Express downloaded, so you'll already be able to you should be able to do it.
Can you email me some encrypted files? I don't know, Matthew. Can you? We'll
find out. It's not a scam. I swear.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's just like £100, but you directly have to send us a check, and if you just make that out to ExpressVPN. No. In terms of signing up, if you email me that you're interested, or if you send me a message on Facebook, or if you message the page that you're interested, I'll sort that out. We'll not do that now live on air, but I'll get all the details I need from you guys if you're interested, and I look forward to seeing you on that day if you can make it.
It's a TLL course, right?
Yeah, it's the National Lottery. So it's funded.
Yeah, signing up it won't be difficult.
I think it's like a very very short enrollment form, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you are interested, drop me a line, and I think we've got some of you guys' details on file, so I can probably paste them in.
There'll be a survey as well, and if you fill in a survey with like your name and stuff, then it's pretty easy. So yeah.
I tell you what, Daniel, the segues are on point today, because that's what we're going to do now.
There you go, guys.
Man, hey, I tell you what.
You know it.
Survey now. There you go. Survey's in. Give me a message about the course if you guys are interested. I'll be bugging you anyway, so I'll mention it next Wednesday again. Also, can you do a course on storyboards? We can. I might not do it, because I'm not very good at them.
Well, I understand them, but I'm probably like the worst artist in the world.
Would be alright though, because it's not a massively complicated process.
Storyboard on how to draw a stickman.
Yeah, I can do stickman.
Like different stickmen in different shots.
My storyboard shot, I'll quickly show you on this bit of paper. My storyboards in uni were literally this. So I would draw a grid, and on one of them I didn't even use a ruler, because I thought it looked more authentic. So I would do that. I would draw my grid.
It's a nice white bit of paper. Oh, there you go. That's the one.
Wow, the rest of it looks like it's nighttime now. What's happened there? So I draw my grade, and then I'd number them. Yeah, so I'd number them, and then in the first one I'd have. Yeah, so there's the entrance. There's my car. Oh, you're not ready for this artistic masterpiece, yeah, like. Yeah, there's one. So there's number one, right? I'm standing by my car, and then you write on the bottom what you're doing, and then I'd cut to number 2, and I'd be in the car, and then this was literally as good as it got.
To be honest, mine was about the same, dude. Literally, like there was no detail. The more detail I would apply, the worse it would look.
Oh yeah,
so just keep it as basic as possible. Yeah.
So yeah, there you go, and something resembling that went into my production file.
It's probably better than mine, to be honest.
I'm not even joking. So if mine are that bad, yours will be great. But we can probably do a taster session on it, to be honest.
We could maybe do like a pre-production course and make that a component of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that might be more like plausible, maybe, because you can do shot lists as well, which is like similar, but
And that can go for photography as well. To be fair,
yeah.
Any photography, you can do a shot list and like a little story, like a sketch out of the shots you want and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right, cool. I'm gonna put them. Oh, look who's here. Shows up.
He looks rocking up, doesn't he? Just as we're going to go.
That's what you get when you're a beat. You can't like manage. Right, cool. I'm gonna stick that screen on with all the advice lines on.
Sweet.
I'm gonna bid you guys. Meantime, I'm gonna bid you guys farewell for this afternoon.
Yeah, see you guys later.
I appreciate you guys coming along. Appreciate you guys filling the survey and chatting away, keeping us busy, keeping us out of trouble.
All good.
Have a blessed Wednesday as always.
Yeah, have a blessed Wednesday, guys.
Yeah, cool.
Catch you later.
Speak to you soon. Bye bye now.